Imagine a night without end. A dense, palpable darkness envelops everything and everyone. No electric light, no sun, no moon. Only absolute darkness. It sounds like the plot of an apocalyptic movie, yet for centuries, saints, mystics, and visionaries have spoken of a terrifying event, the 3 days of darkness. And Medjugorje is no exception. There, among the apparitions of the Virgin Mary, lies a warning that many prefer to ignore, but may be closer than we think. But what exactly has been prophesied? When will it happen? And most importantly, how can we prepare? Stay with us until the end, because what you're about to discover might change the way you see the future. Since 1981, 6 visionaries in Medjugorje have claimed to receive messages from the Virgin Mary. Among these messages, some concern the future of humanity and warn of dramatic events. The 10 secrets of Medjugorje, still not fully revealed, have been the subject of much speculation. One of these secrets aligns perfectly with ancient prophecies about the Great Darkness, the famous 3 days of darkness, also foretold by saints such as Padre Pio and Anna Maria Taigi. But what does all this mean? And how does it connect to the words of the Virgin in Medjugorje? There is no certain date. As with many other prophecies, time is shrouded in mystery. However, the Virgin Mary in Medjugorje has often spoken of the need to convert quickly, as the time granted for mercy is running out. She has spoken of great signs that will precede an epochal change. According to some interpretations, among the secrets given to the visionaries, there may be an event of darkness that will throw the world into turmoil. Some experts on the apparitions believe it could be the very 3 days of darkness foretold for centuries. The prophecy of the 3 days of darkness describes an event in which the sun and moon will be completely darkened. It will be a time of purification, when evil will be swept from the earth. According to messages received by various mystics, during these days, no artificial light will work except for blessed candles. The sky will be covered with black clouds, devastating storms will strike the planet, and only those who remain in prayer and take refuge in their homes will survive. Some messages speak of harrowing screams coming from outside, of demons roaming the streets, of humanity paralyzed by fear. Will it be the end of the world? No, but it will be the end of an era, a dividing line between those who have chosen God and those who have rejected His grace. If the prophecy is true, we are standing on the threshold of an unprecedented event. We do not know the day or the hour, but we do know that the Virgin has urgently called for conversion. She has warned that time is running short, that the world must change its course, or it will be overwhelmed by the consequences of its choices. This is not merely a punishment, but a purification. After the 3 days of darkness, according to some visions, the world will be renewed. But who will be ready for that day? The greatest fear is not physical darkness, but spiritual darkness. During those days, those who are not in a state of grace will experience an indescribable terror. The Virgin has always told us that those who pray, who trust in God, will be protected. But those who have lived far from faith, who have chosen to ignore heavenly warnings, may find themselves facing unimaginable horror. Preparation is not just about material provisions. Although it is advised to have blessed candles, holy water, and sacred images in the home, true preparation is spiritual. Confession and prayer, remaining in a state of grace, is the only true refuge. Fasting and sacrifice, offering penance, can mitigate the impact of future events. A life of authentic faith. It is not enough to say you believe, you must live in the light of faith every day. Spreading the message. The more people convert, the more souls can be saved. We do not know when the great darkness will come. It could be a physical, cosmic event, or a metaphor for an unprecedented spiritual crisis. What we do know for certain is that Medjugorje has warned us. We must change now. Perhaps the darkest night of humanity is already at the door. Are we ready? And what if this darkness is not just a future event, but something that is already happening within us? Look around. The world is increasingly distant from God. Morality is being distorted. Fanned faith is persecuted. Perhaps we do not need to wait for physical darkness to understand that we are already living in an era of spiritual darkness. The real danger is not just the external darkness, but that of the soul. If the entire world were to be engulfed in darkness today, would we be ready? Have we lived as we have been called to? Imagine the world shrouded in impenetrable darkness. The sun will not rise, the moon will not shine, and the stars will fall from the sky like candles blown out by the wind. The silence will be broken only by desperate cries, by sounds not of this world, by wails echoing through the walls of houses. It will be the moment of the great reckoning when good and evil will clash without masks. Those who have lived far from God will experience an indescribable terror, feeling the weight of their choices and their indifference. The forces of darkness will seek to seize those who are weak in spirit, who have neglected their souls, who have laughed at the warnings. But those who have placed their faith in God will be surrounded by an invisible light, a protection that no darkness can break. They will be safe in their homes, blessed candles lit, rosary in hand, hearts steadfast in prayer. It will be the longest night, but also the final battle before renewal. And after a new day will rise. The air will be purified, the world washed of evil. Those who have persevered in faith will see the dawn of the promise, an era of peace and justice, a time when God will reign in hearts. The great darkness will have passed, and with it all that was unworthy of the light. But the question remains, will we be among those who see that new dawn, or will we have been swallowed by the darkness? Have we spread the message of the Virgin Mary, or have we ignored it? The great darkness is not just a prophetic event, but a call to immediate conversion. We cannot wait until the last moment to prepare. Every passing day is an opportunity to choose where we stand, and if tomorrow is too late, the Virgin has spoken urgently. Time is running out. Dramatic events in the world, wars, natural disasters, unprecedented divisions, are all signs that something great is approaching. Let us not be caught unprepared. Let us return to prayer, authentic faith, and true devotion. Only in this way will we be under the protection of the Virgin and have nothing to fear, whatever happens. But there is another question we must ask ourselves. What will happen after? After the great purification, the world will be divided between those who have found refuge in faith and those who have been overwhelmed by terror. Some prophecies speak of an era of peace following the great darkness, a time when humanity will return to God. But not everyone will see that day. This is why it is essential to choose where we stand now. Are we ready to let go of sin? Are we ready to reconsider our priorities? Are we willing to live every day as if it were our last, surrendering completely to God's will? Because whether the great darkness is physical or spiritual, one thing is certain: the world is changing, and only those who stand firm in faith will endure. Almighty Lord, Father of mercy, in this time of uncertainty and turmoil, we take refuge under your mantle of light. Illuminate our minds, strengthen our hearts, and guide us on the path of truth. Grant us the unwavering faith of those who trust in you, the strength to resist the temptations of the world, and the courage to proclaim your word without fear. O Most Holy Mother, our safe refuge in times of trial, intercede for us before your Son, so that we may remain steadfast in faith when the darkness grows deeper. Protect our families, guard our hearts, and grant us the peace that only God can give. We ask you to help us prepare spiritually, to grant us the grace of a sincere conversion, and to open our eyes so that we may recognize the signs of the times. Do not leave us alone in the hour of trial, but envelop us in your motherly love. O Jesus, our only hope, our refuge, and our salvation, let your name be on our lips in the days of tribulation. Let your Spirit fill our souls, and may your grace make us worthy to dwell in your kingdom. We trust in you, Lord, and we consecrate our lives to you. Amen. Type Amen in the comments to declare your faith, subscribe to the channel to never miss an important message, and share this video so that more souls may find refuge in prayer and hope.